Hey guys, mahal everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 4 blue crystal unit users before the level 70 era hits on the global version of the game. Now, if you guys are familiar with the series, I already did my top 4 black crystal users and top 4 white crystal users, but I do take into account characters that have come out before the level 70 era hits, and also character reworks that have come out before the level 70 era hits. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our number 4 for blue crystal users, and my number 4 is going to be none other than Final Fantasy II's Maria. So Maria is great because she is an offensive healer and a brave battery with her ability. So she could heal the party, she can deal damage, and she can also be a brave battery. She has both single target and multi-target abilities, which makes her very versatile. She also has a powerful debuff with her EX weapon where it deals damage to their brave and then also gives it back to your party. And she also has strong buffs and auras to the party. Now I know some of you might be like, wait, Maria? Really? She's number 4? It was really hard for me to choose my number 4. I was thinking maybe it should be Ferris or maybe it should be Tidus, but I've used Maria a lot, especially during the JP version of the game when she first got her EX weapon, and now we already have it in the global version of the game, and I think a lot of people have been sleeping on her. She's actually pretty good. She keeps your party alive. Maybe she doesn't have an HP regen, but I do love the heals that she does with her second ability, and then if you have her EX ability, even better, because that way you're taking advantage of that unique debuff, which is essentially a more powerful version of a sap debuff. So the next character, which is going to be my number 3 for my top 4 blue crystal unit users before the level 70 era, is going to be none other than Final Fantasy IX's Soudan Tribal. That is right. So we're actually going to be talking about his rework, which is going to be coming out before the level 70 era, but essentially this gives him greater longevity with his high ability usage for his abilities, because he does get 2 additional uses on both of his abilities with the rework. He also now gets a powerful framed buff that increases his attack and max brave, and he gets a powerful framed debuff that lowers the enemy's max brave and attack alongside his other existing debuffs, which is speed debuff and defense debuff. He also gets an overflow granted to both of his abilities at 120%, and then if you happen to have his EX weapon, he has the ability to launch. So Soudan actually becomes really powerful, and what's cool is that he gets this rework before the level 70 era, so if you have some blue crystals saved for him, it's going to be coming out soon. Very, very good blue character, blue crystal unit character. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about my number 2. This is going to surprise everybody, but this is going to be none other than Final Fantasy VII's Cloud Strife. So that is right, Cloud got his rework, and his rework is before the level 70 era, and now he has crazy offensive utility because his paralysis every other turn after you use finishing touch first becomes 100% guaranteed. He also gets the launch, he also gets longevity and strong overflow, so he has 150% overflow with both his cross slash and his finishing touch, and then he gets an HP attack plus that has a 120% overflow. Very, very good. He has very powerful strong self buffs and also insane damage with critical hits, because he does hit harder and even much harder when he does critical hits. And then if you happen to have his AoE, his EX weapon, I mean, you get AoE damage alongside with that, so then that way he can hit all enemy targets. And then he also gets a powerful framed buff which gives him a max brave and a regen. So this is one of the characters that might surprise you guys as being number 2, because there is one other character that I feel like definitely earns the number 1 spot for the top 4 blue unit users before the level 70 era. But before we go into that, I do have an honorable mention that I do want to bring to your guys' attention, which is going to be none other than Final Fantasy X's Tidus. So Tidus has fast solid damage, okay? He has longevity because he does have high uses, especially with his quick hit. He also has good debuffs, so he debuffs attack, defense, and speed, which is pretty useful. And then if you have that EX weapon, it's a very powerful, fast charging EX with 100% AoE HP damage, so you don't have to worry about splash or anything like that because it's always 100%, so a very, very useful EX ability, which is the reason why I put Tidus as an honorable mention for blue crystal unit characters before the level 70 era. Now you're all probably wondering, who's the number 1? I mean, if it's not Cloud with his insane rework, who's it gotta be? This character has yet to come out, but he does come out before the level 70 era. It's none other than Mr. Vayne from Final Fantasy XII, Vayne Carudas Solidor. I hope I said that right, but I had to make that grand, very dramatic. So Vayne is a turn shenanigan king. This guy essentially has no turn delay, and he essentially gives himself a free turn on the plus version of his abilities. And another thing that he does is, the plus version of his abilities, since they have no turn delay, they don't add to the actual turn count. And when the Cosmos difficulty era hits, a lot of the turn requirements to complete those particular hard quests are going to have very, very strict turn requirements. So Vayne is very, very good at cheesing that. He also has the ability to re-break an enemy. So if the enemy is already broken and he's attacking them with a particular ability, he's going to re-break them and essentially delay them. And then if that's the plus version of his ability, he gives himself another turn, which is pretty crazy. And then if you have his EX weapon, which I highly recommend that you pull on it, his EX weapon will refresh his ability points. So that is absolutely insane. So with the ability to refresh his ability points with his EX, essentially if you play Vayne properly, he will almost have abilities, you know, at his disposal, meaning that he's never really going to run out of steam as long as you play him correctly. So he is a blue crystal unit character that comes out before the level 70 era and is a definite must pull, definitely taking the #1 spot for my top 4 blue unit crystal users before the level 70 era hits. Alright guys, so hopefully you found this video useful, hopefully you found it entertaining and helpful to you guys. I love making these videos for you guys. Once again, this is 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Stay tuned for my next video. Thank you for watching, and mahal everyone.